Yeah, when it comes to carbohydrates, like there was a point when I was younger and I was like tracking macros to be able to grow. I'd be eating 300, 400, some days like I think at max maybe 450 grams of carbs a day. And my fats would be around 50 or 60. But I was eating a lot of carbs because one of my things was I thought like you needed to do that to gain muscle. I haven't thought that in a while, and I don't necessarily agree with that. But one thing that I've done more now is that sometimes people ask, oh, how much do you eat each day, or what are your calories each day? I don't have a calorie amount each day. The main thing that I'm super rigid on is making sure I get in enough protein. But as far as energy calories, right, carbs and fats, I eat how much I feel like I need to eat on any specific day to be able to perform the next day. So like certain days, I'm feeling a little bit more tired, I will eat a lot. It could be like 3,000, 4,000 calories, right? It could be around that amount. But the next day, if I don't feel the need to eat a lot of food, I might eat 1,800 calories or something the next day, because it ranges from the day to day. So my food is not extremely consistent each day, but my performance is consistent because I know like I can feel how much I need to eat now. And I know it sounds so fucking vague, but I think one of the ways I got there has been just eating to perform for years. So now I kind of know, okay, this is how much I need to eat, or this is what I should eat today. And then I don't eat necessarily now to feel extremely full. I eat until I'm good, like I'm satiated, and then I'm done. And what that's done for me is for the past few years, my body weight has been pretty much every single morning. I've been 250 for upwards of 3 or 4 or 5 years now. Like I can't remember the last time I touched 260 or I was low as in the low 240s. It's just been the same weight, but body composition has continually gotten a bit better. So that's, I guess, a mindset shift that I've had as far as food. It doesn't need to be the same thing every day. You just need to eat what you need to eat so that you can perform well. And if your performance is dipping, maybe you might need to eat a little bit more, or maybe you need to hydrate better. There's a tons of things, but when it comes to food, that's kind of how I look at it. Power Project family, if you're trying to increase your muscle mass, if you're trying to lose body fat, if you're trying to stick to your nutrition plan, if you're trying to get fit, pretty much if there's anything you're trying to do for your health, we know that sleep is the biggest determining factor to help you get from point A to point B. That's why we've been sleeping on 8 Sleep mattresses for probably more than 2 years now. And the main reason is the technology behind the Pod Pro. Now, the Pod Pro is like the Tesla of beds. It will change its temperature based off of how you're sleeping during the night. And if you have a partner that's sleeping on the other side, they could have their own temperature settings. We all sleep hot here, and I used to wake up in a puddle of my own sweat. Gross. That doesn't happen anymore because of the 8 Sleep mattress, and I've been getting the best sleep of my life. Now, if you don't want to replace your mattress, you can just get the Pod Pro cover, and you can put that over your current mattress to get all the benefits of 8 Sleep. But if you also need to replace your old nasty mattress, you can get the Pod Pro cover and the 8 Sleep mattress. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yes, you guys got to head over to 8sleep.com/powerproject, and you guys will automatically receive $150 off of your order. Again, 8sleep.com/powerproject. Links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes.
Yeah, I think when you have performance as your main marker, it's really nice because a lot of other things will fall in place. If your training feels good, if you're somebody that wants to like bodybuild and you're trying to get pumps during your workout, that's a good marker. Like, are you getting good pumps? Are you able to handle some weight? I do recommend that people go all in on some of these things. Like go all in. Like, go all in. Like, fucking take a journal, write down your reps and sets. Like, get nerdy with it. Fucking spreadsheet. Like, whatever, however nerdy that you can handle. Yeah. Because I think it's good to have the information. I'm not a huge fan of counting calories, but what are you going to do when you're someone like Kenny Williams, right?
Kenny Williams, yeah.
When you're someone like Kenny Williams, who's a young guy who's hungry, he's literally hungry, who's a young guy who's hungry, who wants to kick ass in bodybuilding. It's like, well, fucking man, maybe you should track your shit. Maybe you should pay attention to exactly what you're eating. Maybe you should do what Kenny's doing, where you get a coach and you have somebody that's looking over it and they give you your macros, and I think it's a really wise decision to go all in and to look at it, because then you're able to learn. And then Kenny, for the rest of his life, he can go back and forth. You and I have had coaches. We've had people that have helped us. We've had mentors. And it's really, really valuable just to learn these things. Otherwise, you're kind of just, you're guessing a lot.
Nsima, these days though, how much fat do you think you're getting in? Because you said you were eating about what 50 grams when you were eating.
When I was having all
lots
those
of carbs.
yeah.
These days, where do you think it's at?
Minimum 80.
Okay,
minimum.
So still
80.
not very high though.
Well, 80 for a lot of people is like I'm having minimum 80. So that means some days it could be 100 and something. But like I'm never gonna 80 is not a low amount of fat for even a guy my size. It's not. So yeah.
Really, I don't know. I was expecting like 100 grams.
100 grams of fat, 900 calories. Some days, that's why I said minimum 80. Because some days it's probably going to be more than that, but it never goes lower than that.
You probably don't really eat stuff that has like a lot of fat in it, right? Like I guess occasionally you might have some.
I'll use butter.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll use butter.
Butter, eggs,
but like I always eat ribeyes. Like whenever we get Piedmontese stuff, I always choose the fattier cuts of meat because like I like fat in my meat. I don't usually. Like, I'll have some of the leaner stuff sometimes, but I'll always get them higher fat. I use quite a bit of butter. When I eat chicken, when I choose to eat chicken, it's always fucking wings or thighs, but it's usually wings, and I don't get rid of skin at all. I buy a lot of, like, for example, there's this meat called oxtail. I use that in soup, but like, it also has like this fucking, like inside of the meat is fat, but on the outer edge, it's like this chunky fat. I'll eat that too. Like I make sure that I keep fat in my diet.
Right.
That's something that I'll never go low on again.
You probably, it would probably be like extremely rare for you to have like less than like a pound of meat in a day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard Alex Hormozy gave a really awesome and interesting tip to where he just said, like, if you weigh 100 pounds, have 100 pounds, have 1 pound of, 1 pound of protein every day. If you weigh 150, have 1.5. If you weigh 200, have 2 pounds. And it actually, the math works out pretty good. So that's a decent thing to kind of reference. And then also, you got other forms of protein in there too. You might have eggs, and you might have protein shakes and stuff. So you can reduce a little bit from there. But I think, again, like, just when you start to write this stuff down, you start to track your reps and your sets, you start to track everything that you're doing, you get to kind of see, like, how much fuel do you really need? Like, do you, how many fat calories do you really need? How many carbohydrates do you really need? It's not always a great idea to look up ancestral stuff because we just live in such a different time. You can DoorDash stuff and you can get stuff really easy, and it's awesome. It's amazing to be able to do that. But there used to be a cost to getting food. It used to cost you calories to go get something, to go get food. So, how many carbohydrates do you need in a given day? Well, I guess it would depend on what you're doing. Trying to run a marathon, maybe you need like a decent amount. Trying to be a pro bodybuilder or just trying to be a bodybuilder and get big, maybe it'd be a good idea to fill out that protein pretty damn high. Eat maybe like double your body weight in carbohydrates, right? Somewhere in that category. But if you're your average person and you're getting some exercise in here and there, you can afford to do maybe an hour a day. 100 to 200 grams of carbs should have you covered. I think 100 to 200 grams of carbs, you should be pretty covered. The liver stores some carbohydrates, the bloodstream stores some carbohydrates, but it's not tremendous amounts, but it's plenty for you to have stored. You're not going to all of a sudden just have this crazy dip in energy because your carbohydrates are modest,
Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys, and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.